Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for being here for our first daily devotional of the week. One of the themes that God has been laying on my heart recently is the theme of stewardship, so being a good steward for Him. And I want to start my devotion today by just reading a verse out of Psalm 24. It's actually verse 1. It says, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it." So we hear that. The earth is the Lord's, everything in it. And oftentimes we can think about it just in terms of creation. Like, well, yes, God made everything, which of course is true, but it goes even further than that. And what we're talking about here is rightful ownership of everything in the world. That means that not only did God create all things, He rightfully owns all things. And when we really grasp and embrace this concept, it's amazing how it changes the way that we look at things. It will make us stop thinking about finances as my money, because the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. That includes the money that I have. So that means it's really not my money. It's God's money that He has entrusted to me as a steward. And this is true not only with finances, but with our possessions, but with our giftings and abilities, with everything, with other people, relationships. Everything is the Lord's, and He has put us in His grace in a position where we are able to steward and use those things that He has given to us for His glory. And it's just amazing. I've been thinking recently, and some of this has been because of a study that I've been doing about it, what it looks like to be a good steward. Because when God entrusts all of these things to us, one of the ways that we show our love, our appreciation, our devotion to God is to steward these things well, to not use them selfishly, but to use them as it was intended to bring glory to Him. I think of it this way. If there was an earthly king and he were to bring you in and say, "I am putting you in charge of all of the finances of my kingdom," how is that king going to feel if you take the finances, which are his, but he's entrusted to you, and you say, "Well, I'm going to go out and I'm going to spend it on myself because I want to make sure that I have a good life. I want to make sure I'm taking care of myself. I want to make sure I'm doing all these other things." Of course, the king is not going to be happy with that. Those finances are there for you to increase the kingdom, to build up the kingdom. And it's the same way with God. He is the king over a kingdom, and He is graciously given us finances, resources, abilities, time, relationships, in order not to live selfishly, but in order for us to build up His kingdom. I pray that we'll really embrace this, that we will start to see how we can use all of these things that God has given to us to bring Him glory. I think it'll change not only the way that we use our money and that we use our time, but even in how we treat other people. I will cease to look at other people as just people that I can somehow use for my own benefit, but I will see these are people made in the image of the King, in the image of God, and they're living in His world. How should I treat them? Not only out of love for them, but out of respect and reverence for the Creator of all things, who owns the world. He owns my life. He owns your life. Let's focus on being good stewards, not because we have to, but out of love and appreciation for a God who so graciously has given us all things. I pray that the Lord would bless you as you take inventory of your life and as you pray and ask God for wisdom and guidance on how you can best steward all that He has given to you. God bless you. I hope that your week is off to a great start, and we look forward to chatting again tomorrow.